So, all of you might have read today's thought: education is the key to success. Can you tell me what is the meaning? How is the education key to success?
Okay.
Yes. What? Someone was speaking. Who wants to speak? So, education lessens the challenges you will face in life. If you are educated, you will face less challenges. So, the more knowledge you gain, the more opportunities will open up to allow individuals to achieve better possibilities in career and personal growth. So, it will lead to a personal growth also. And education has played an important role in the career world of 21st century, especially. Education makes us aware of knowledge, skills, ethics that has been there in the world, which we learn as it helps us to progress and develops further. See, no doubt that to be successful, hard work is must. But without education, it will not yield any results. Hard work and education both should be in parallel. So now I hope all have joined and all are able to join. Is there still anyone who is not able to join? So, chapter 3, Blackwood House. Let us solve the textual exercise of chapter 3. See, the first one is pronunciation. Read this sentence from the play. If I buy a house for £6,000, you will get more money, won't you? The words won't you form a question tag. This question tag was there in grammar when we had studied about verbs, the types of questions: yes, no question, question tag, all that we had seen. So, question tag is a short clause that you add to a statement to make it a question. We generally use a question tag to seek agreement. Seek agreement means when you want to ask something that are you correct? Am I right? So you say yes or no. That is seeking for agreement. You just want the person to say yes or no. Intonation is the way in which our voice rises or falls when we speak. So intonation is very much important because it shows your fluency, how much fluent you are in English. So intonation is must. When you read the sentences, your voice should rise at times and it should fall at times. That will make your speech impactful. So if the question tag is a real question whose answer we want to know, we use rising intonation of our tone of voice rises. See, if you want to ask a question, then you will raise your voice. When you don't know the answer, really you want to know the answer, then you will raise your voice. It is rising intonation. If we already know the answer and only seek agreement, now if you already know the answer, you are sure, 100% sure, but still you are asking for the answer. That means you are already aware about the answer. At that time, you will lower down your intonation. It should be falling intonation. You will lower down your voice as our tone of voice falls. So when you really want to know something you are not aware, that is rising intonation, you will raise your voice. When you already know, you just want an agreement, yes or no. When you just want an agreement, at that time you will lower down your voice. You have to use falling intonation. See, they have given some examples. This arrow, what does this arrow show us? There are two arrows. These two arrows are going upward, and here the two arrows are going downward. So this is rising intonation, and that one is falling intonation. How will you read with rising intonation? You will study now, won't you? Samira isn't joining us today, is she? So here you really don't know. You want to know. You are not sure about the answer. So you are raising your voice. It is called rising intonation. You are stressing more when you speak this. You have to raise your voice while reading question tag because you really don't know that you will study now or Samira isn't joining. You are not sure about the answers. That's why you are asking questions. But here in this two, there is downward arrow. Means you already know the answer. You just want to say yes or no. You just want the person who is listening to you, he or she should say yes or no. We have watched this film, haven't we? Harsh doesn't play the piano, does he? So you see, while reading this, my voice lowered down because we are sure. I am sure that we have watched this film, but still I am asking for agreement. You, if I say haven't we, you will say yes or no. Harsh doesn't play the piano. So I am sure that Harsh doesn't play the piano, but still I am asking you, does he? You will say no. So when you are sure about the answer, your intonation should fall down. When you don't know the answer, when you are asking a question, you are really not aware about the answer, that is called rising intonation. Understood? Yes, Aisha. Yes, what were you
What's
saying?
that?
No, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now again, coming back to the same topic, they have given phrasal verbs once again, which we have seen vocabulary. We have also solved the exercises. So here they have given phrasal verb come down. It is there in the lesson. I wanted it to come down another 200 pounds. So come down means what? Actually, come down means to climb down the stairs. Actually, here it does not mean that. Come down means to become less in price. So price comes down means the price will not step down. It will not come down the stairs. Here come down is a phrasal verb. Come plus down means verb plus preposition together. It means to become less in price. When you want the petrol prices to come down means you want it to become less. That is the meaning of this phrasal verb come down. His result has come down as compared to the last year means it has become less in percentage. Did you understand? Did you all understand or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So match the sentences with their meanings, and all the five sentences are with the phrasal verb come down, and on the right hand side they have given meanings. You have to match it with the correct meaning. So number one, the cat sat on the branch of the tree and refused to come down.
To move down to the ground.
Okay. The aeroplane came down in the fields, damaging many crops.
Crashed.
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 The rain started to come down in the evening.
To fall in large
To
amounts.
fall in a large amounts.
The old building came down as the powerful tremors shook the ground. Tremors are the,
Col-
Collapsed.
yes, the things which damage, like earthquake. And now only one is left, so I'll write that. Our relatives are coming down for the party. So the same phrasal verb come down has different meanings. As we use it in the sentence, it depends on that sentence what it means. So I hope you don't need screenshot, but in case if you need, those who need it, they can take it.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, this we have to write.
You have to write it in the textbook itself if you have it, and if not, then you can write in rough book, but not in the fair book.
Okay.
Now here they have given one sentence you can read. Use the phrasal verb come down in the sentences of your own, bringing out its different meanings as mentioned above. So at least 2 to 3 sentences you can make sentences with the phrasal verb come down. Try to make sentence with the phrasal verb come down. Whose mic it is? Whose mic it is? So can you make sentences with come down, the sentences of your own? Any meaning you can take as they have given above. Anyone? See one example I'll give you. She did not want to come down from the terrace. The helicopter could come down in this storm. Like that. Can you make sentences?
She
At
may be
least.
coming. She may be coming down with fever.
Okay. Then anyone else? One more sentence. You can say, my uncle and aunt may come down to Bhavnagar tomorrow. Something like that. Dictionary skills. Do you have dictionary with you? How many of you have it?
I have.
I have.
Okay. So it's not compulsory. If it is there, if you have it handy, you can fetch it. And if you don't have it later on, just dictionary skills they have given. Using a dictionary, they have given exercise, the words which they have given from the play, from the chapter, and the questions they have given. 5 questions are there. But as we know that many types of dictionaries are available. Oxford is there. It is standard we use. But there are other dictionaries also which are very useful. So it depends on which dictionary you use. The words are perhaps, ought to, bounce, state, of, tomorrow. Now, six words are given. What is the first question? Arrange the six words in order in which you will find them in the dictionary. Now, in any dictionary, you will check this sequence of the words will not change. The six words you have to arrange in order. You know that in dictionary the words they are given in alphabetical order. So can you tell me the order of the words which will come first, second, third, fourth accordingly? Quick. Which will come first?
Of.
Then
Out to.
ought to, then
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
after
Pounds.
that
State.
State and tomorrow.
State and tomorrow.
so in this order you will find it. Then they have given the first word and the last word from the page of a dictionary are ode and augur. Which of the six words will you find on this page? I am sure you will not understand this question at once. Read it again. Tell me if you understood or not. Then I'll explain. Did you understand the question?
No.
No.
Okay. Now, as I told you, in dictionary we see the words in alphabetical order. So you turn the pages and you reach for the page where the words start with O. So on that page, take any page, suppose page number 149, example, and the words begin with O on that page. So on that page, the first word is ode and the last word is augur. Ode, just for your knowledge, ode means a poem. Augur means you can say kind of devil, uh, frightful looking man. That is augur. So on that page of the dictionary, the first and the last word we have got. So from these six words, which word will come in between on this page where the first word is ode and the last word is augur? Did you understand the question now?
Yes.
So which word will come in between ode and augur? Anyone?
Of.
Yes. Audible F off. It's very easy. See, O D and here O G. So after D, E F G. You have to check the second letter, second alphabet, right? So it is F between D and G. Refer to dictionary and make entry for the word that precedes perhaps. Means you have to check the dictionary, whichever dictionary you are using, and you have to reach for the page where you find this word perhaps. And which word is given before this word, you have to just write down the word with the meaning. So it depends on which dictionary you use. Right? So this is up to you. You have to find out which word comes before perhaps in the dictionary. The word state is used as a noun in the play. Use the word as a verb in the sentence of your own. You may refer to a dictionary for help. Now, this word is very easy. You know, state. So, you see, in this lesson, I will show you where it is used. See, Dr. Norton asked Mr. Cooper, "Don't you want to sell the house? Is it in very bad state?" Means here he is talking about the condition of the house. So here it is used as a noun. Is it in very bad state? Is it in very bad condition? So this word is used as a noun over here. But you have to use this word as a verb, as an action word, and make sentence. Do you know the meaning of this verb state? Means to declare something, right? So can you make the sentence with the word state, which means to declare, to say something? You have to just make one sentence where this word state is a verb, means to declare. I don't want you to refer to the dictionary because you already know the meaning. It's very easy word. So just make sentence with the word state. Anyone? Think. If you want a minute, I can give you. At least I want two students to come up with the sentences. I already gave you the meaning. State, to declare something. Anyone? Aisha, Amreen.
He stated that he knew nothing about the robbery.
Yes, correct. He stated that he knew nothing about the robbery, means he declared it. So that is correct. Anyone else? State clearly how many tickets you want. What part of speech is the word tomorrow? Now I'm sure you know what are parts of speech, right? You know what are parts of speech, don't you? How many are there? Parts of speech? Forgot?
We don't know.
8 parts of speech. Someone should recall it. Please think. Noun,
We
pronoun.
haven't
Forgot?
done.
Noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb. All these are parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. So from that parts of speech, which one is tomorrow? Is it noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction? What is it? You have learned the chapters of nouns, kinds of nouns, adjectives, kinds of adjectives, adverbs, kinds of adverbs. So, can you guess what is this word tomorrow? Which part of speech? It shows time, right? So, which part of speech it is?
Adjective.
No, adjectives they show quality. Good, nice, bad, all that are adjectives.
Adverb.
Yes, it's an
Adverb of
adverb.
time.
Exactly, adverb of time. Good. Tomorrow, yesterday, after 2 days, after 2 hours, all these are adverbs. Adverb of time. Model, model verb, model auxiliary. Whatever you want, you can call it. Model, model verb, or model auxiliary. That are not the main verbs. That are the helping verbs, which are used with a main verb. If you want to ask something, if you want to check whether the person is sure or not, whether the thing is possible or not possible, whether you want to ask for permission, or if you want to request someone, or if you want to offer something to someone, for all these things we use models. Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, all these are models. These are not called main verbs, these are called helping verbs. So for that, I'll present the screen in a minute again. I want to start a video once again. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now listen to it attentively. Modal verb. We already use it every day, but sometimes we are confused which modal verb to use when.
Modal verbs. Type. Modal verbs. Examples. Ability. Permission.
Sorry, here it is not playing, I think.
Yes.
Just a second.
Advice. Obligation.
Obligation is your duty.
Possibility. Can, could. David can speak 3 languages. He could speak fluent French when he was 5. Can, could, or may. Can I sit in that chair, please? Could I open the window? May I borrow your dictionary? Should. You should visit your dentist at least twice a year.
We already know should is used for giving advices.
You should try to lose weight.
I hope the voice is clear.
Yes.
Must or have to.
Obligation means your duty. It is compulsion.
I must memorize all of these rules about tenses. You have to take off your shoes before you get into the mosque. Might, may, could, or can. It looks nice, but it might be very expensive. Richard may be coming to see us tomorrow. Modal verbs asking permission. Modal verbs asking permission. Informal.
Like talking with family, friends, we use informal words.
Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Can I speak to John Wilson? Polite.
Very courteous,
Could.
in a very good way, in a very polite manner, requestful
Could I
tone.
please have a glass of beer? Could I open the window? Formal.
Talking with teachers,
May.
any government officials, principal, etc.
May I ask a question, please? May we go home now? Polite. Would. Would you mind if I asked you something?
So over here also you have the same table, function of model, and they have given the models over here, you see, with examples. You just have to go through this. You don't have to write this table. You just have to read this table along with examples they have given for making request, making an offer, suggestion, making a promise, all that things. So just read this table today, and you have to write the exercises that we have solved. Which are the exercises that we have solved? So those who have textbook, no need to write in rough book, but those who don't have it, they have to write. This one, I think, vocabulary exercise. Only vocabulary exercise. And yes, dictionary skills. There's 5 questions based on these words. Any doubt?
No. No.
Okay. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye, sir. Have a nice